So how do you monetize a podcast on YouTube? Well, fortunately, whether it's monetizing a podcast, a YouTube channel, or anything else along those lines that you could possibly do for your company, the same rules apply and you can do it very easily. Let's go over that next. So by the end of this video, I'm going to show you a couple different ways how you can monetize your podcast on YouTube. First, there's the traditional way. Then there's the way you can control things. And then there are a couple little extras that just kind of fall into place at the right time. So let's get started. So whether it's the business of podcasting or the business of YouTube channel, either way, the main focus that they are looking for to monetize would be time spent listening. And the more eyes or ears that are listening to your content or watching your content, the more advertising that they're going to be exposed to. And when that's played on your channel, they split it with you. At least that is with YouTube. That puts you at the mercy of their statistics. So depending on when you want to monetize, you might not qualify to monetize. For example, long form content on YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of view time in the previous 12 months. Nobody I know starts off with 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watching when they just got started. It's not how it happens. It takes a while to build up to that. Now, yes, there are those miracle stories where you hear about, oh, it happened in a weekend, or I was able to monetize in 72 hours. Okay, fine, good for you. That ain't the rest of us. So what ends up happening is it's going to be a while before the YouTube money kicks in or the podcast money kicks in. What you could probably do ahead of time are some things that you can do by yourself for your audience. And those are the three key words. You do it for your audience. The fact that you're able to make a few dollars at the end of that, that's extra. If you go into it with the goal of, oh, I'm going to make tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars off my podcast or my YouTube channel, you're going about it wrong and it's going to affect your work. And your viewers and your listeners are going to sniff it out really quickly, and it's not going to last long. But if you were there to give and to give quality content to your listeners and viewers for the sake of making them feel better, then secondarily the money will come, then that's a good way to approach it. Always go for the benefit of your audience, not you. And it will all fall into place. Once you've got your podcast or your YouTube channel established, there are plenty of other things besides ad revenue that come with an audience. First of all, sponsorships. For example, if I had enough people watching and I got a sponsorship from the company that created this lavalier mic, I could mention them once or twice throughout the entire podcast, maybe even do a specific ad for this lavalier mic. But ultimately, they're going to want eyes and or ears enough to justify the expense on their end. And maybe you don't, let's say I pursue that sponsorship, maybe you don't buy the lavalier, maybe you buy another microphone that they make that sits on your desk, or one that clips to the top of your camera, a shotgun mic that goes on your camera. Any one of those would be fine with them, as long as it's worth their investment to be mentioned. And it just, a handful of listeners or viewers, sponsorships probably aren't going to be in your very near future. Another one would be brand deals along the lines of that as well. Brand deals you might be able to strike up a little sooner simply because as a brand, you could simply have a name back here in the background that everybody would see throughout the entire episode. That's something that could work. So just the brand being mentioned and you sitting next to it being the credible authority that you are, that might be something that you could tap into for a little side income. So whether it's the business of podcasting or the business of YouTube or even the business of blogging or maybe even radio commercials, whatever it is that your business needs to tap into, we cover those subjects and more here at this channel. If this one has made sense, be sure to like this episode. We've got more coming up. You can see we've got plenty of videos on the channel. Be sure to subscribe and don't miss a thing because it's only going to help your business grow faster, more efficiently, and hopefully inexpensively. I don't like wasting any money as much as you do. So please subscribe and we'll get you up and running very economically. Now, some things that you can do to generate money a lot sooner than brand deals or sponsorships or ad revenue coming in. These are the things that you can control and you set up when you think it's right for your audience. Are you ready? First of all, Very simple one is Patreon. For Patreon, that is one where folks can pay, say, a monthly $5 fee, $10 fee, something like that, for a monthly subscription. And you're going to produce content that is above and beyond what goes on your channel or what goes on your podcast. Something like that that gives them a sneak peek behind the curtain to show them what's going on behind. For example, if you had a guest on, maybe you could extend the interview with the guest. Maybe you could go ahead and sit down and have a little, I don't know, have lunch with the guest for an extra encounter that doesn't even make it to the podcast, that makes your audience feel like, oh, I just went to lunch with the host and the guest. I mean, that's a pretty cool feeling, quite frankly. Sounds like something, yeah, I think I might do that. That sounds cool. There's another simple one called Buy Me a Coffee. Have you ever heard of it? It's called Buy Me a Coffee, and really, it's just a simple donation. If somebody wants to donate to your podcast to help you offset the costs, hey, great. Maybe you get 50 cents, maybe you get $5, who knows? But if you don't have it, I guarantee you won't get any money. But every little bit helps, especially when it comes to podcasting. Podcasting does have some expenses involved where you could conceivably do YouTube for free. Maybe. So every little bit helps. And I know a lot of people like to do like t-shirts or coffee mugs or caps or baseball caps or something like that. The cool thing about that is you can go ahead and have that set up ahead of time, and you don't need to go out and buy, say, 4,000 t-shirts and keep them in boxes, and as people order them, ship them out. A lot of these printers will print them as they're being ordered, and therefore you don't even touch anything. You don't touch any inventory, you don't touch the printing process, you just cash a check. When somebody buys one, you get your little cut from it. But set it up ahead of time, and that way it'll be available for when people want it. It's a pretty easy way to make a few dollars here and there. Between the subscriptions, the private community, and the swag, I mean, you make a few bucks here and there. I think that's a pretty cool way to go. So to start your podcast, YouTube, blogging journey, especially the YouTube part of it, because that's where you really need to begin, a friend of mine, Nate Woodbury, has written a book. Oh, here it is. It's called A Hero's Guide to Influence on YouTube. You can get it at cost, okay? Just shipping and then printing cost. There's no profit being made here, and it's one heck of a book. This is going to become your brand new YouTube Bible. I guarantee it. This takes you from idea all the way through to monetization and everything in between, including cameras, microphones, lighting, editing, you name it, it's all covered in this book right here. A Hero's Guide to Influence on YouTube by Nate Woodbury. Get your copy right now. There's a link in the description down below, and you can get yours. We'll send it out immediately. I'm Nic Natarella with AdWise Creative. Thank you for watching.